What up, world? Digimon coming in alive, baby! Because, I mean, I've recently participated in an Ultimate Cup, guys, and we took Best Girl Central on tour. That's how we do. So in this video, I mean, I've got to do the overview as standard. What ratios I use, tech, all the good stuff, along with a nice little bit of a high-level summary of my matchups, which... if I don't make you laugh, guys, then I've just suck as a content creator. So, if this is the video for you, then make sure you stick around, grab yourself a drink, get comfortable. And if you're new to the channel like what you see, then make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell, because I'm going to be doing videos on the reg. Make sure you stick around and join the family. Right, enough of me flapping. Let's go to the deck profile and go over to those matchups. Yes, sir! Right, let's go over the cards that I use for the Ultimate Cup. So here we go. Starting off with the eggs. Absolute MVPs is going to be the Wanyamon BT 18 egg. Absolutely fantastic on the day. There's a lot of players that were running a lot of floodgates, and this just says hell no to that, because I can just able to neg 2k DP off it if I do have a yellow tamer out, which 9 times out of 10 I did. So really helpful. Didn't necessarily need so much of the draw egg or even the egg that actually minus the security Digimon by 2k. This just came up so clutch, because if a floodgate just stops me from actually spawning out tokens, I'm doing very little in terms of, you know, succeeding to my game plan. So going over to the rookies, we still kept with the solid 13, which is obviously going to be primarily a lot of shoes right here. All shoes came clutch on the day. There definitely was no slackers, which we appreciate. And then we complement it off with just a pawn chess as the rogue puppet, which just really rounded off the rookies. Never felt like I was kind of like, oh my god, I can't stop because I haven't got a rookie in hand. Always had a rookie in hand, which is really helpful, especially for long tournament play. This inheritable came up clutch in order to once again to get rid of floodgates and just to contribute to the obviously DP deletion range that I can obviously achieve with this deck, as well as kind of spreading out where I want to kind of neg the minus DPing, which is just super helpful. Obviously the EX7 shoe just helped in terms of memory efficiency, climbing up into a second line, which is once again helpful. And then obviously the searcher shoe just did searcher things right there. Absolutely just helped out in order for me to get my pieces when I needed them. So then going over to the champions. So champions, we changed it up a little bit, and we did lean heavily into the promo shoe, which came absolutely clutch on the day. Just being able to minus security attack 1 and also prevent that Digimon from attacking into one of my Digimon really came up clutch, especially in my last round against Gallantmon. Then we run the EX7 shoe just in order for us to play our tamers out efficiently. It's very important that we do get our Aristas out fairly early, and this just helps facilitate that. And then we run in with the 2 starter deck shoe, which obviously we did reduce this from 3 and bump that up to 4. This came clutch in terms of facing up with Red Hybrid, because it was about to beat through my ass, and it absolutely did. But lucky enough, triggering this in security enabled me to play out a security a promo Shumon, which just basically, you know, just lowered the amount of security checks that they could do, because they was on the fast track of achieving a freaking 5-check beatdown. So this just helps just kind of prolong me a little bit more in the game, but otherwise it was going to be curtains straight up. But overall, really solid right here. Looking forward to the new promo shoe, which probably will replace that one, in all honesty. Then going over to the Ultimates, main playmaker is going to be EX7 Chapeau. Once again, just comes really clutch in order for us to get some good board state. Inheritable, the amount of people that forgot about the actual deleting a token or a perpetrated Digimon served in my favor massively. Then we go with the starter deck Chapeau. Didn't really do amazing on the day, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really looking forward to another Chapeau, in all honesty. It just kind of underperformed, but its inheritable did come clutch in order for me to kind of keep board presence. But the main MVP was definitely the EX5 Etamon, without a doubt. This made my armors matchup a freaking breeze. Like, the amount of times I could just taunt their Magnamon and just get rid of it is just immense value for this deck. And I really do hope that, like, we do eventually, I won't even mind a Chapeau that actually just did Etamon's effective, in all honesty, because it just helped out massively in order to just neg 3k until the end of the opponent's turn, and then just force them to attack, and that just enables me to go into my variety of aces in order for me to disrupt their plays, which is just helpful. Its inheritable actually did come up pretty clutch as well, enabled me to reveal top 3 and play out a yellow or yellow or black level 3 Digimon from the reveal, and then trash the rest. Did come up clutch in order for me to kind of build out a bit of board there as well. So then going over to the Megas. So Mega's mainstay is obviously going to be the EX7 Cendrill. Did help out massively on the day, just in order for us to delete bigger bodies, but I'm not gonna lie, like, this definitely came up a little bit more often, just in order for me to get more tokens out faster, enabled me to get more swings with my start deck Carissa. I know a lot of people bash this, but honestly, it really did help out on the day. Honestly helped out on the day. Just that memory efficiency just goes a long way. Obviously, I think it'll change as soon as we get scrambles, because we can do a little bit more of a setup with that one. But this definitely did help out in order just to get tokens out on the field. Or even when I got Digivolved, this got Digivolved and already spun out a token, I just evoed into this. and then I'm like, well, now I've got 3 tokens out now, so I'm sitting in a bit of a better position, which is nice, but absolutely solid. And also the blocker just come up. Then going over to the ace lineup, so I kind of went more down the ace route just because I felt like if I run more options, Red Hybrid don't care. It just does not care. So I might as well just literally have more text in the list, enabled me to adapt to different decks that I may face. So we go in with the 2 Shadow Seraphis, just absolute mainstay of a card. It's so filthy, you would not believe, and came up massively, comboed up with my EX5 Etemon, just forcing a swing, and then blam, going into this. Digivolving 3, one of the opponent's stack, and then block, and then minus 5k DP off of one of the opponent's Digimon because attack target is switched. It's just such a powerful card right here. Originally did have it at 1. 1 just ain't enough. 1 just ain't enough. Our main plan with this was essentially tag this up with Cendrill, giving me more block options versus purple hybrid, in all honesty. And then we combo that up with a Cendrillmon Ace. This was a last-minute addition. I'm definitely glad I made that addition because it massively helped in order for me to gain board presence, in order for me to combo up with the promo shoe to minus security one of the opposing Digimon. Just really helped out. Like, definitely put in work to say it was just a one-off. Then we wrap up with the level 7, so obviously going to be our Shine Burst Mode Ace. Came clutch on the day. Came clutch. Put in work. Put in work right there. Really helped out in order for us to get some tamer generation as well as just heavy aggression, which is helpful. And also combine that with the EX7 inheritable. It just makes it quite hard to get rid of this Digimon once out on the field. Then, as more of an insurance policy, we did have the DefX, which was once again a last-minute addition, just because I thought there is no point in me running like any kill options, because 9 times out of 10, 1, I have to pray that they're in security, and 2, that they're actually going to be of any impact to the game state. Like, Red Hybrid, Jesus wet. Like, it doesn't even matter if you have bombs in there. They're just swinging over that. And then, if they die, you've served the game plan anyway. So I'd rather have DefX in order for me to kind of get rid of wide boards if necessary. It did come up, but it didn't come up as much as I thought it would do. But, you know, it's better to have it than an option that probably might just remain dead in my hand. Speaking of options, so options, we kept it kind of like kind of low, in all honesty. So it was just 2-2 split of the yellow memory boost and the training. Just because we was running a lot of aces, I want to kind of have a few different lines of play in order for me to kind of play down if I have to hard slam an ace, which technically is kind of my options. I'm not giving the opponent too much memory. So if I'm literally, say if I've got a starter deck Arissa out I'm starting at 3. If I had an EX7 Orisa, boost it up to 4, I could literally trigger my delay on my yellow memory boost and then just hard slam. I could hard slam an Etamon, which effectively could force out then an ace play. You know, there was different options of plays that I could do, and it definitely served out well. Obviously, there was a lot of floodgates going about, so a lot of floodgates have stopping reduction costs from evos, or going to obviously memory, memory floodgate me in that sense. So having a few more options in order for me to kind of like still execute plays was quite nice for the long, full 7 rounds I endured. Then going over to Tamers. Tamers, we kept it pretty short and sweet with this one, so just literally 2-2 across the board. To be honest, it served out pretty nicely. I didn't feel like I needed like 7. I wanted to try 6, but more because I felt like deck space was just a little bit tight, and I just didn't want to be flooded with so many Tamers that I'm not advancing my game state. 9 times out of 10, I only need necessarily 2 Tamers out, being a form of Orisa, and ideally what would be nice is getting my SD Orisa out just for that rush and having that extra swing. The EX7 is good, but sometimes the opponent can kind of work around that, around you kind of playing out Digimon off the back of that and kind of punish you a little bit, and then you're left in a position where you don't have much resource to actually rebuild a board of the thing. So my 2 main playmakers were essentially the promo and the starter deck Orisa, but I did have times where the opponent just literally hard locked my ass out of playing cards by effects, and you probably guessed it, freaking Biting Crush being hella freaking annoying, especially in the purple hybrid lineup. Like, I had efficient plays I could do, but because of that on the board, it was either walk into it and then get a free Leviathan out, or I kind of work around it and kind of not play memory efficient with the cards that I have in hand. But we live and learn. I must admit, like, overall it was definitely a better experience of Ultimate Cup, but I was so ill. I was so ill. I could not play to my best, but I have beat my PB, which we'll take that. But that's the list, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now let's talk about the matchups. Right, folks, let's talk about these matchups, because let me tell you, being ill as a dog, I was like, I gotta try and lock in somewhat, and it took a lot of locking in because, whoo, I was feeling like an absolute hot mess. So, round 1, Red Hybrid, and I looked on Limitless, and I happened to be on table 1, and I'm like, I'm gonna get served the lunch live. I was not in the mood for that whatsoever. Usually, if I'm feeling pretty like good to go, I'd be ready, but this was not the shift. This was not the shift. This shift, I should have called in sick. So, Red Hybrid, I was like, right, I knew this matchup was going to be coming, and I'm either going to have to go quick or get my ass beat quick. And I kid you not, first match, 5 checks straight out the gate. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? What is this? So I'm praying. I am praying for my security to be cracked. Like, I was like, right, I need a promo Orisa, or I need a freaking starter deck Shoo to save my ass up. Otherwise, my ass is clapping. So goes through probably about 2 checks, and then we got the starter deck Shoo, which just comes clutch. Managed to play down the promo Shoo, neg a security check off that bad boy. So instead of doing 5, it was doing 4, which ain't better. Which ain't better. Then he procced off into then a promo Orisa, which actually came up pretty clutch. So I literally had like a decent setup in regards to bodies on board. Hopefully I can kind of climb up. But despite all of that, my ass got served so quick afterwards. I could not match that tempo. Like, it's crazy how just 2 cards from Promo Goonies, I'm just curtains. It's ridiculous. So, go to the next match. Obviously, I'm already down. The freaking flu is just freaking tenfold at this point. I'm like, oh my god, my body is actually shaking. So, just watching him kind of set up, I was kind of had the line. I was doing all right, but I was like, right, I want to kind of get maximum value off this chaperone. You know, if I Evo, can get another shoe out, I can start just kind of making up a second line. But it was a bit of an executive decision of like, if he has the Ancient Grey, which will just pop a Digimon, I'm cooked. I'm like, it's game over. And so I'm kind of banking that he's just got the one that's just going to blow through my security again. So I take the risk. I'm like, right, if he does not have an out for this, then I'm pretty much in a good position in order for me to kind of do something. So surprisingly, well, not really much of a surprise, I only knew it was coming, goes straight into Ancient, and he goes into the freaking Ancient that is able to pop a Digimon, which obviously was going to pop my chaperone, which left my ass wide open. So I deserved the punish. I read it wrong, I got my ass beat. So, got beat absolutely on stream, first round. That really kind of was like a bit of a slap in the face, but we take those, we take those. End of the day, I'm going in with a deck that's not exactly tier 1, let's just say that. But, when it gets going, I'm in my sweet position. So the next round was Purple Hybrid. And Purple Hybrid, I'm not gonna lie, not much experience with it. But I do know the freaking 2-piece combo again is gonna be your Velgamon and also your Duskmon being the thing. And the annoying thing is obviously the change in the colour and then Velgamon's end of attack. So the main thing was like, if I can stop the end of attack from happening, I should be kind of okay. So first round, I'm kind of just assessing what the overall game plan is. So it was more of a kind of a watch and learn. Maybe I should have kind of done this offline instead of the actual real tournament. But regardless, you know, I learn on the go. So I'm looking and I'm seeing like, right, he needs to set up the Velga and the Duskmon in the trash. You know, that's standard. So it gives me a bit of time to kind of get pushing. Unfortunately, didn't really have the gas. Did not have the gas. And I was a bit scared to just swing in, trip up a tamer, which happened. Which was a bit annoying, because obviously I'm just kind of helping them set up. The main thing is when they set up and they throw down the Jack Raids like freaking Seto Kaiba, it's like, great, what do I do here? I already know he's going to basically recycle the loop constantly, which he proceeded to do so and won game 1. Then going on to the next game, then effectively it was kind of similar. It was a little bit slower, and to be honest, didn't necessarily have many tamers. And I kind of wish, looking back, I was a little bit faster because I was just kind of a bit reserved. And there was some kind of interactions that I had when, you know, kind of utilizing my aces and stopping the end of attack phases. But I was very scared in terms of like, okay, if I pop this, he gains a memory if he trashes something, and then will he have enough memory in order for him to just essentially just go on top of a tamer and do the whole damn thing again? And then if he just has literally Jack Raids, it's just like, oh great, what can I've just got maximum value and can just literally blitz me. So I think the reason why I took the L on that one was just due to just, you know, just not really experience on that particular matchup. But we live and learn, that's on me, skill issue. So then we go over to the third round, which was armors. And I was like, right, guys, I'm the armor boy. I know how to play armors, I know how to face armors. And my freaking EX5 Etemon were putting in that work. He was locked in. And for me, it was just a matter of like, right, I'm just going to, yep, you've got your stack out, brilliant. I will taunt that bad boy, and it is gone. when I can blast Evo into either my Cherubi or my Shadow Seraph, which Shadow Seraph were putting in work. Though, I did get clapped game 1, though. It was kind of slow paced, and I was going wide. I was going wide, thinking, got enough swings here, it's all fucking happy days here. What's the worst that could happen? Imperial Ace, baby. Boy came out and, you know, because I've got so many freaking Digimon on board with no sources, boy proceeded to do a freaking Dynasty Warriors freaking finisher, just like, yay, 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 whoosh, just cleared through my stack, took all my Digimon to the bottom of my deck, and I was just like, well, that's how that goes down. Why did I not see that coming? So I took an L on that one. I was a bit like, I need to lock in. I need to freaking lock in this paracetamols and better hurry up because I'm fucking shacking up in here. So next round, that was my, no, next game, that was my dub. That was my dub. Setting up beautifully, had the swings, starter deck, Cendrill, putting in work. Those tokens came out, familiars like, yo, what good, bruh? And I'm like, attack, baby. Oh, let me finish that up. Overclock, shoosh. And I was nice. I was sitting pretty comfy on that one. And then the decider, I was like, just rinse and repeat. Gotta do that shit again. Just gotta do that shit again. Managed to do that shit again, which was kind of nice. And I felt good because I was like, I basically practiced this matchup, so I felt pretty good. And then it kind of hit me. You know what? If I just practice more against more matchups, it might actually be pretty fucking decent. But then we go into the next round. And round 4, this is where the flu were really hitting. Like, I was coughing. My throat was killing. I was checking. I was like, I should not be playing. I should not be playing, but goddamn, I freaking paid for this event. It's just literally principle. So the next round was Mirage. So I was a bit like thinking, is this traditional Mirage? You know, what I'm kind of used to. If it's going to go clear me ends, go clear me ends. All this new spice that's going on with the freaking Mirage and Galaxy combo, which it was that one. I've never faced that one. And let me tell you, evidently, I'm sitting there watching the man print memory. I'm like, what is this? I'm just stood there. Well, I'm just sat there like, wow, you can do that. Whoa. Oh, you just created another body. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you're going up line as well. Oh, what, you're 7 memory? How many cards in hand? I'm like, oh my god, bro. Honestly, 0 experience of playing versus that. And I had no floodgates to prevent any of that from happening. I was a sitting duck. As soon as freaking Hexablow came out so early, I just couldn't really do much. I could overclock, which is nice, it's cute, but it's not really doing that much. Like, what was single chips here and there, not really slapping. So, fortunately, game 1, L. Second game, pretty much the same thing. It was just like, I'm just sat there. I'm just literally sat there. Mirage, just gaining memory, bouncing Digimon. I was like, this is shit. This is so bad. So yeah, hard L. Then we get armors again. I'm like, right, I'm locked in. If I die, That's how I felt like I was dying playing the Ultimate Cup. If I lose, I just gotta freaking pull out because I was just on death's door. People telling me to go get some water and go to bed, but I'm like, no, I'm locked in. I've paid £30. I'm sitting through this bitch. So, armors, I'm like, okay, this is good. My opponent was having a rough day. Like, she was having a rough day. She was just saying that she was breaking and so forth. And the thing with armors now, there's like, obviously you have your main line, which is all good, but it does have a lot of like options, text, tamers, all this, which kind of ruins its consistency. It's a bit of a hit and miss. Sometimes you just gotta be him, and if you ain't him, then you're taking an L. That's how it goes down. Get the book of him. That's how you play armors. But once again, I'm familiar with the matchup. I know what's going down. Taunting Etamon is the freaking sauce. Honestly, that card, amazing, absolutely MVP, as I've talked about in my freaking profile. Yeah, pretty much the opponent bricked quite hard, and she made that very evident that she bricked pretty straight off the bat. So I kind of ran with that. Then she did actually take a game off me, which was a bit like I was trying to kind of get the advantage, but I just didn't. Didn't have the right cards that kind of answered the mag, unfortunately. So classically, didn't have the Etamon. Then the next round did have the Etamon. Though weird kind of ruling, or not even a ruling, I knew what the answer was, is that if I'm going to taunt and blast, the check will not proceed to go through, then I blast. Like, well, that would be very pointless mechanic. Like, oh, the check goes through, is immune, do you choose to blast? Well, not really. What am I blasting into a freaking unmovable force? Nah, I'm alright. So I had to kind of explain that, like, yeah, the blast timing is before essentially the block timing, and so forth. And you know, I'd be doing this doing some of day ones up in here. So managed to take that, which once again made me kind of feel good. I was really like, oh, my throat was just so raw. Honestly, I really could not wait for the event to be over. So then after that round, after round 5, we go to round 6, and it happens to be Red Hybrid again. And I'm like, oh, if I'm just gonna get 5-check fucking Akuma beatdown, I'm just like, this just ain't it. And surprise, surprise, brother just pushes out. I'm like, as soon as you know they're pushing out and they've got freaking Burning Grey, I'm like, yeah, come on, let's see the other card, Bruce. Blam, the other card comes out. Oh, Ancient Grey while BT4 comes swinging at my hands, and I'm just there like, oh, just getting my ass blown up. So that was swift. That was swift. But I walked back in next game. Next game just proceeded that I didn't necessarily have any hybrids at one point. Proceeds to throw down a floodgate, and I was like, no to all of that, because looking if my Wanyamon egg comes in clutch, I'm a tamer out. Minus 2k off that freaking Gotsumon, bitch. I'm like, get that out the door. Get that out the door. And then proceeded to just kind of chip through. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to knock out tamers, I'm going to knock out freaking tamers. Either I knock some out or I get knocked out. So I was like, let's go with option A, shall we? So I managed to proceed to win that game. Then they decided the game 3. Game 3, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because I feel or think that due to one decision of me playing the wrong tamer down, cost me the game. And me and the opponent had a discussion about it, and he said, oh, you actually had game when you summoned out a token, but I couldn't swing with that token that turn unless I had started deck Orisa. Boom, I would have had enough swings, I would have won game. Unfortunately, I chose the EX7 Orisa, because I was thinking, well, I want to try and survive, and if I get popped, I can at least minus sec one of the Digimon and so forth. Just poor fucking execution from your boy, unfortunately. But we live and learn. We live and learn. And once again, you know, start deck Cendrillmon, putting in that work, just getting those tokens out. Because that, honestly, the token generation, just having more than just one, really comes up freaking clutch right there. So yeah, unfortunately did not take that game, but if I just selected the right tamer, I probably would have taken that. So then we go to the last game, and the last game was such a vibe. I gotta give it up to my last opponent, Vicious, I think his name is, but yeah, came in with Gallantmon. I was like, mad respect to Gallantmon right there. This should just be absolutely fun. And it was absolutely laughing. My throat was pretty much on death's doors. I was like I could barely talk, but I was like, I'm gonna give it 110% effort because this person is such a vibe. I'm gonna have to just, you know, give him all of me. So managed to take that match 2-0, which overall good back and forth. I think for his lines, he was kind of struggling just to kind of climb up, whereas I was climbing up quite efficiently. Though the game 2 was definitely a slug between both. Like, you know, we're just hard slamming aces. Like, when you're hard slamming a Gallantmon ace and Crimson mode down, and then I'm having to hard slam something to obviously counter it, it was kind of crazy. It was like we didn't necessarily make a conventional line. It was very hard to kind of get the pace in, but eventually Promo Shushu came in clutch because I couldn't necessarily get rid of the Gallantmon Crimson mode ace, but he couldn't then swing into my Cherubi ace because I minus sect it and he can't swing into Digimon. So it was actually really helpful to kind of keep that on board in order for me to essentially, you know, claim game and actually have some aggression. So it was overall just a fun vibe, and you know, I managed to add quite a few people off the back of the event, which is good. So my record was 3-4-0. So no draws, 4 L's, 3 wins, which is actually better than when I took a freaking meta deck of Red Hybrid. Overall, the deck performed well. I feel like it was me. It was me being ill, which really didn't make me play the best plays, or to a point where I was just in so much pain, my body just was like, I'm done, man. Take me out back like old Yeller. Because I'm out. That's how I kind of felt. And I feel like if I was well, I would have definitely played a lot better. But unfortunately, you know, I was ill. Still tried, but I absolutely died from the rest of that day on. And I was like a full week of just death. I was awful. I should have gone to bed a long time ago. But overall, it was fun. Changes to the deck that I would do. It's a bit of a tough one, to be honest, because I feel like how I planned it was, if I'm going to verse Red Hybrid, it doesn't matter what I have in my security. It doesn't matter what I even have in my hand. It's going to kill itself after it's done. So it's just like whatever tech I'm going to throw in there, it's not necessarily going to do anything, because it's kind of a bit of an interactable deck once it gets going. So me leading towards having more aces, more Digimon, probably was the correct play. We're given my matchups. You know, having Defx was nice, and I did manage to use it when necessary. But it didn't do as much as I would have hoped it to do. What else did I put in? Truby was definitely a good call. I'm definitely glad I take that girl back in. I was a toss-up between that or Valk, and I feel like I'm very glad I didn't go with Valk, because there was never a time where the opponent's board got wide, like, at all. So it just wouldn't felt great kind of blasting into Valk versus when I was blasting into Cherubi or Shadow Serafi. They was impactful in what they was put in there to do, being the thing. I think tamer ratios was solid. I think actually having 6 tamers was pretty nice. I felt like I had enough tamers to do what I needed to do. Where originally I only had like 1 promo Orisa, where this time I bumped up to 2, and I think 2 was just pretty nice on that. Really helped kind of me, you know, climb up line, be memory efficient. Biting Crush is so freaking annoying. Like that on the purple hybrid match, Biting Crush just really ruined me. Being the thing, playing by effects, annoying. It's fun when it's going, but it's freaking annoying when they shoot that bad boy down. Just not being able to play by effects, or if you're gonna play by effects, you just give them freaking absolute mad value to the point where it's just like you play by effects, they've obliterated your board anyway, and now they can just run with it. It's not really fun for me, is it? But overall, great event. Placed 30, I wish. Placed 73. 73rd, which is not bad placing. Like I say, it's my highest placing yet in an Ultimate Cup, and I use one of my favorite decks. So it's a comfortable win. And I was ill. Let's remember I was freaking on death doors. But guys, hope you enjoyed the video breakdown and all the good stuff. And if you enjoy this kind of content and me just kind of chilling out in my office, dog, then make sure you tell me in the comments. You know, let me know. Let me know. I'm always wanting to improve. I feel like doing videos like this is kind of a little bit nice. Showing more my kind of me. Whereas I kind of went more into kind of more depth profiles when you just guys see my hands and hear my voice. Here is moi. But stay safe, stay fly. Keep it real. I'll catch you next one. D-Dread off the mic.